Hi, I'm Matt Allen and I'm here today at this secondary school with one purpose. I want to convince the kids of today that the machine I grew up with, the Commodore 64, is as great as it ever was, 30 years on. This is a machine that I played in my teenage years. Along with the Sinclair Spectrum, it was the computer to have in the 1980s. It had lots of interesting features and bugs, as they're known. It was loading fine when I tested it at home. What was so excellent about the Commodore 64 at the time was it had great graphics, great sound and great games to go with it as well. Now, I tried to convince some primary school kids a little while ago that it was still as relevant today as before, with some mixed success. Everything that you want is contained within this box, like a laptop. Any ideas what you think this might be? In unison? What do you think it is?
Isn't it the remote?
The remote. You recognise what one of these are?
Yeah.
Then I'm mildly impressed actually then.
Does
TV.
that connect to this?
Yes.
Does this connect onto here by using that? But I don't get how that connects onto that, or does that not connect?
It does. They do not
connects to
connect.
that, and that connects to that. So
Yeah.
this is kind of a complicated version of PS2 or something.
Yeah. And when we tried loading, we ran into that perennial 80s problem of loading errors.
Oh, cool.
Unfortunately, something went wrong when trying to load the game there, so... Shift key.
Is it supposed to do that?
By the time that we'd managed to get the game to load, I'd lost half my audience.
51, 52, 53. While you're waiting, could you listen to music and
Dance along to it.
dance along to it as well?
Yes. So let's hope today's experiment with secondary school kids goes a little more smoothly. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Anyone hazard a guess what this might be?
The controllers.
Joystick.
It is the joystick, yes. Anyone care to guess what that might be?
Just a graphics to video or for the screen or...
Not quite.
Is that where you put the game
Yes, it is.
on cassette?
Yes, it is actually on a cassette. So this would be an example of a game that would be released on the system. This is called Buggy Boy. You could actually load off the tape, and it would take an inordinate amount of time, unfortunately, if we switch the machine on. About the only time you switch on a machine and want to see a blue screen. Anyone hazard a guess as to how you tell it to load the game?
You sort of type it in and
Correct. What do you think you might actually type in?
load.
Correct. It was as simple as that. And away it would go. Loading games in the 80s taught you patience.
So this is before the loading screen.
Yes.
The loading is loading the loading screen.
Correct, yes. A few games even gave you a little game to play while you were waiting, so that alleviated the boredom. And it's loaded. Yay! Praise the Lord.
I don't think it was that different from normal games. I mean, the graphics were a lot worse.
The controller, I had a little bit of difficulty with it. I was just inexperienced, I guess.
It's different to modern consoles because there's only one button and joystick on this one, whilst modern consoles have sort of loads of buttons which you have to try and remember what they do.
It's not really amazing on our point of view. Well, it's good, but for them it must have been pretty incredible.